Today we're going to go over the Spider Farmer pH meter. This is something that you use to test the pH of your nutrient solution before giving it to the plants. Let's check out what's in the box. We have the actual unit ourselves, and it has the safety cap on here. You take that off to actually use it. Oh my gosh. Oh, there we go. Nice and solid connection. You've also got the USB cord to charge this thing up, and your 3 buffering solutions. Let me show you what these do. But before we get into the calibration, who is this device actually for? What kind of grower is going to benefit from it? Well, definitely your hydroponic growers, because you need to know the pH of the solution in your reservoir. pH is important because within a particular range, plants are able to absorb the right nutrients. If it's too far out of that range, they're not able to get the nutrients that they need. So we always make sure that it's in the right range with this style of device. So hydroponic growers, definitely. Cocoa growers, yeah. With cocoa, it's an inert media, so you want to know the pH of what's going into it. Soil growers, it's important, but not every soil grower does it every time, especially living soil growers, because they rely on microbial activity and other constituents of the soil to help with buffering. Regardless of how you're growing, it's always good to know what your water is at. So even if you don't do it every time, let's say you're a living soil grower, it's still good to know what your tap water is, because that's going into your buckets, that is then going on to your soil. And if you're reusing your soil too much, well, not too much, but over time, if the pH is off, it can slowly accumulate and add up and then cause you some problems down the road. So whether you're growing hydroponically, in cocoa, or in soil, this is a device that can help you grow. So that's what it is. And these are the different calibration tools that you use to buffer. It's just basically a powder. And you see 4.0, 6.86, 9.18. These are specific numbers. The powder in them is specifically that pH. So what we're going to do is when we calibrate this pen, well, you'll see what we're going to do here. Let's actually get to it. First thing we got to do is fire it up. There are 3 buttons on here. Just push the bottom on/off button. And booyah, nice backlit, easy to read screen. That makes monitoring nice in high light environments. On the screen here, we see your pH, and up here is ppm. That's actually going to tell you the parts per million of nutrients in the solution. And then if you press the top button here, which switches your modes. Oh, by the way, temperature down there. I'll show you how to switch that to Fahrenheit if you need to in a second. But if you press the top button, it switches the mode, and it switches it over to EC, which is electrical conductivity. That's how professionals prefer to measure the nutrient load or the charge of the solution. And it also gives you a salt percentage here. That will be pretty interesting. That's something new that I haven't seen on other pens, so I will be curious how that works. But yeah, you just press the mode button and it brings you between the 2 screens. And to switch the temp down here from Celsius to Fahrenheit, just go to the middle button there, hold it down for a few seconds, and voila, you'll see it switch over to Fahrenheit there. When you are watering, 68 degrees Fahrenheit is the goal. That has the most dissolved oxygen in it. It's not too warm and it's not too cold. So 68 is your goal, but there is a range you can hit. As you can see, this device is pretty easy to operate, but it's all about accuracy, margin of error. If this isn't accurate or there's a wide margin of error, it's not going to be good for what we need it for. So let's get this thing calibrated. For calibration, we're going to fill 250 milliliters of water per packet. And then once we have that mixed, we're going to pour it into individual cups. About 40 milliliters is all you need, so much smaller. That leaves you with 210 milliliters. You can save that for next time, guys. I would probably recommend just putting it in the fridge, and then you can calibrate. I recommend every week. If it's that easy just to take out, pour it in the cups, dip your pen in it, and then check it out. But let's go through and do our first batch. All right, let's start by putting 250 milliliters of water into our measuring cup here. Pretty simple. boom, right up to the 250 line. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 4.0 powder. I'm going to open it there. I'm going to open it over this and then pour it directly in. Oops, don't want to block you there. And then after I pour it in, of course, I'm going to mix it up for a little bit here. Let me get something to stir that with. All right, after giving it a good stir, I'm going to take this, I'm going to pour it into my smaller vessel, and really you need something that is deep enough to get coverage on that glass ball right there. That is what is measuring it, so you need it to be deep enough to where you can insert it and then have the liquid entirely covering that, which in these small cups I can. So let's just pop this back on here. Keep that on there for safety, guys. And let's take this and just pour it into our container here. Whoops, a little overflowed. I could use a bigger cup, but hey, pH 4.0, let's put this on here to make sure we know exactly what we have. And then repeat. All right, so there is actually a particular sequence to this that they want you to do. We're first going to go into the 6.86 solution. We're then going to rinse it with fresh water. We're going to wipe off the glass ball. And then we're going to go into our 4.0 solution, rinse it in the water, wipe off the ball, repeat there. Now, one other thing in between that. So, all right, first thing we got to do, we got to take our cap off so we can get to the probe part of it here. We're going to turn it on. And first thing is we go into the 6.86 solution. It is nice and submerged, and what we're going to do is we're going to hold down this button up here, the mode calibrate. We're just going to press and hold that in until it flashes 6.86. There we go, it's flashing 6.86. We're going to let that go. We are then going to rinse it off. And then we're going to dry the glass probe and repeat. Next up, we're going to go into the pH 4.0. So let's dip this in here. And again, we're going to come up here. We're going to press the mode calibration button, hold it for about 6 seconds until it flashes 4.0. There it goes. And actually, we're going to hold this button down until it hold the button down until it stops flashing. There we go. Okay, it stopped flashing. I can let go. We take this out, we rinse, and we repeat. All right, and then the third one, we go into the 9.18. We put that into the solution. We hold our button down again until it flashes that 9.18. There it is. We wait for that to go solid. And there we go. So this pen should now be calibrated. Putting it back into that 6.86 solution. Oh, wrong screen. Flip it over and then boom. It should be going right to around that 6.86. Sometimes it takes about 15-20 seconds before it narrows in on it. All right, 6.86 is where we're at in the 6.86 calibration solution. This thing looks like it's good. And again, because I can, I'm just going to dump this into that 4.0 solution, and it should come up to 4.0 down here in just a moment. On the move. Again, sometimes it could take about 15-20 seconds before the pH actually properly reads. So be patient, but let it do its thing. We're at 4.03 right now. So that's pretty close to on. When it was spot on the 686, 4.03, so slight variation there, but it's within the realm of reason. So let me rinse this off and we'll just double check it with that 9.18. All right, and here's that final, just double checking it after we calibrated it, dipping them in all the solutions once again. And this should rise up from that 4.03 up to this 9.18. So we'll see if there's a little bit of variability at this end of the scale as well. Because again, that 6.86, which is the middle for living soil, shoot, that's great. That is your goal. But realistically, you know, hydroponics, cocoa, that is in the upper fives, 5.7 to 5.9. Some even go to the 6.2. But this is now reading 8.93. Let's give it a second here, mix it around, see if it adjusts any closer to that 9.18. And it's looking like it's sticking at that 8.93. So as you guys can see, there is a bit of variability to what, 8.9, okay, yeah, 8.93 is pretty much what it's sitting at instead of the 9.18. There is a little bit of variability, guys. This is not an accurate pinpoint tool. It's within the realm of reason. It's not going to screw you up too bad. Well, it's not going to screw you up if you keep this thing calibrated. So make sure you hold on to that other solution. You're checking these things weekly, because if this was reading 7.2 or, you know, 10.3, you'd have a really big problem and it would no longer be accurate. So that is how we are looking here. Rinse it off. I'm not going to dry it off. Go back into our 686 solution and let's just see where that is coming in at now. It's going down. See if it gets back to that 6.86, which is what we would expect. Okay, there it is, that 6.86. All right, guys, so this is the PHEC TDS pen from Spider Farmer. Check your water, check your nutrient solution. This pen will do that for you. So thank you for watching. If you guys have any questions, leave it in the comments. ChadWestport.com is where you can find my gear and merch. Chad.Westport on Instagram, and Chad Westport right here on YouTube. Remember, everybody, until the next time, party on.
1, 2, Westport!